What's up everyone, it's Daniel here. It's finally that time for playoffs and we're going to do a little video going over every matchup each week, what my predictions are, and who I think is going to be in the Super Bowl. Before we start though, if you're new here, make sure you like this video and sub to the channel. I do weekly content as well as streams. If you're on IG, follow me at DZ Fantasy Football. If you're on TikTok, follow me on DZ Sports Fan. And lastly, we do have a Discord that's live. That link will be posted in the description below. So let's get to it. I know this video is going to be a little controversial. If you're a fan of any team that's currently in the playoff, you think they're gonna go all the way. So I apologize if I had your team losing out earlier on. It's just what I think is going to happen. Obviously, anyone in the playoffs right now has a chance. Also, sorry about the cat. So let's get to it then. Let's start with the NFC. Where we have number 5 Tampa Bay going against the Washington football team. NFC East, they got in because it's the NFC East. I think Tampa Bay is going to have a pretty easy time against Washington. I just don't think Washington has enough of offensive power to make it through the first round. LA versus Seattle, with or without Jared Goff, I still think Seattle is going to be the better team here. They won last time they played. I don't see a first round exit for Seattle, so I'm going to go Seattle over LA. Lastly, Chicago over New Orleans. I know New Orleans, the Saints don't really have a good track in the playoffs. They typically get very unlucky or there tends to be some sort of bad roughing. Although I like Chicago's defense a lot, I don't think they do very well against good teams, above average teams. So I'm going to have to go New Orleans here. That's the first round for the NFC. For the AFC, let's see what we do here. I think I'm going to have maybe a controversial pick here. So Baltimore, Tennessee, this is going to be a really, really good game. This is probably going to be the matchup of the week, in my opinion. Tennessee is, they won their last matchup in the playoffs last year. Baltimore is going to be looking for blood. I also think Baltimore is the hottest team right now going to the playoffs. I know a lot of people think the Bills are, but I think it's I think it's the Ravens. So between the Ravens and Titans, I'm going to go Baltimore here. Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. Cleveland barely squeezed out of their last matchup in Week 17 with Mason Rudolph quarterbacking. As much as I think Pittsburgh has regressed, I think their defense is probably going to give the Browns a lot of issues. The only way I see the Browns getting out of here is if their ground game between Chubb and Hunt are just going off, and Baker is having one of the best games of his life. But I still think playing in Pittsburgh here, we're going to give the edge to the Steelers. So here's going to be my most controversial pick. I think everybody, probably 95% of the people have Buffalo here, but I'm actually going to go with Indy here. To me, the two key success, the two parts that you really need going to the playoffs is a really good defense and a really good run game. I think Indy is going to be a very, very underrated team going to the playoffs. They have a very solid defense, one of the top defenses in the league. And with the emergence of Jonathan Taylor recently, I think they're going to be able to give Buffalo a run for the money. Buffalo obviously is a very, very good team. Josh Allen is an MVP candidate this year. So obviously very well just in most people picking Buffalo here over Indy, but I think as long as Indy's defense can get to Josh Allen and make him feel really uncomfortable, they have the option to upset them. So that's going to be my big controversial and upset pick for this first week. Going to the next round. So NFC side, we have Seattle and New Orleans. I think at this point, like I said, it's sort of just become a meme that New Orleans just has bad luck in the playoffs. Seattle, I think, gets a little hot. Playoff Russell, let Russ cook. Well, actually, no, that term did not turn very well for him in the last part of the season. But I think Seattle takes it over New Orleans here. Between Tampa Bay and Green Bay, I like Green Bay here. I think the Packers offense is just something really, really special this year. Tampa Bay has a decent defense, but I think, just going head to head, gun power, Green Bay has a lot more ammunition than Tampa Bay. Honestly, just the Rodgers to Devontae Adams pick, I think that's really good. So I'm going to go Green Bay here. AFC side of things, between Baltimore and Pittsburgh, gonna be a really gritty matchup. Baltimore, it's AFC North, right? Their matchups are always just down to the wire. Very hard fought games. Really just fought in the game comes from the trenches. So I still stick with my pick here that Baltimore is the hottest team. I think they're going to still become the hottest team in the playoffs. So I'm going to go Baltimore upset over Pittsburgh here. KC and Indy. Obviously, most sane people would pick KC, right? Sorry, guys, another controversial pick. I'm going to go with the Colts here. I don't know what the exact stat is on teams that have a bye, but as we know, last year, Indy did play KC and was able to upset them. Granted, Mahomes was a little injured, but the Colts also had Jacoby Brissett, and also they did not have DeForest Buckner. I think if they can put a lot of pressure on Mahomes, number one, that's great. Obviously, Mahomes is going to be very mobile, but they just need to put a lot of pressure on him. And again, it comes to the run game. I firmly believe that if you have a really strong run game and a really good defense, that's what gets you deep into the playoffs. So our final four here are going to be Baltimore, Indy, Seattle, and Green Bay. Going to our AFC and NFC championships. I like Green Bay here. I think Aaron Rodgers finally gets that next Super Bowl ring. I think he has a lot of fire within him to sort of give it to whoever decided to draft Jordan Love with the first pick this year. Aaron Rodgers has never had help on offense. I don't think they've drafted a first-round wide receiver in a while, right? So I think he does what he needs to do, and says, listen, go ahead and I'm fine with you drafting Jordan Love. I'm here. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going to lead us to a Super Bowl. So I'm going to go Green Bay over Seattle here. Indy and Baltimore. As much as I still think that there's going to be momentum for both teams, I unfortunately have to give it to the Ravens here. Like I said from the beginning, the Ravens are one of the hottest teams. Lamar Miller is such a dynamic player. Their passing game and run game are coming together well. Along with that, they have a decent defense as well. So they're one of the really well-rounded teams in the playoffs, in my opinion. And I think Lamar Miller is going to be a little bit too much for Indy. Whether or not the defense can hold him down, I don't think that the Colts are going to be able to, go pound for pound offensively with Baltimore. So I'm going to have Baltimore make it out of here. All right, so that's our NFC and AFC champs here, Green Bay and Baltimore. So Super Bowl, we're looking at Packers versus Ravens. So this is going to be a fun game. A lot of these other games could go either way. I can very, very well see the Chiefs in here, but I did not want to go with two number one seeds here. I think the AFC is a lot stronger than the NFC this year, so I think it lends itself to have a lot more upsets within the AFC than NFC. Baltimore versus Green Bay. You have Lamar Jackson versus Aaron Rodgers. So Baltimore is known for their defense. They're known for Lamar Jackson. I don't love their passing game. Their running game is decent as well. I think they're going to have to rely on the running game against a weaker Green Bay running defense. For Green Bay, you have Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams. People also sort of underappreciate the combo of Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams as well. I think Green Bay is going to pull some tricks out of their hat. I think they're not just going to rely to Aaron Rodgers throwing it to Davante Adams 5,000 times, get him 6 touchdowns and like 1,000 yards in the game. I think they're going to mix it up and really throw a lot at Baltimore. At the end of the day, in my opinion, what it comes down to is experience, number of veterans, who has a veteran leadership within the team. So for the Super Bowl, I think Aaron Rodgers finally gets that next ring. He finally gets to, give that big middle finger to the GM or whoever decided to draft Jordan Love, and he's going to get it. So Super Bowl, I have Green Bay over Baltimore. So looking at this from a holistic view, And on the NFC side of things, not a lot of upsets, right? I think the biggest upset we see here is just the Seahawks over the Saints at number 2. Otherwise, I have Packers going all the way through. AFC side, big upset with the Colts coming in. Otherwise, things look well. I know, the Titans are a very good team as well. Derrick Henry just ran for 2K. Congrats to him. So we'll see what happens out of there. There's a lot of games that could go other way, right? In the AFC, Bills could very well win. They're the favorites to win. I can see the Browns having a little bit more momentum and a little bit more sort of anger and energy within them to try and beat the Steelers, because the Steelers haven't looked good. And the Titans-Ravens game can go either way. There's always a chance that the Chiefs make it all the way through, right? They are the favorites. They have Patrick Mahomes. They've been playing very well. A lot of things can go either way. I didn't, want to make another video where it was just number 1 versus number 1. I feel like that's what most predictions have it right now. But hey, guys, on the NFC side of things, I don't know that I can really say Washington's going to sneak through, but I can definitely see the Saints or the Bucks potentially getting some momentum getting through. Saints are a good team. Bucks are a good team. The Saints, honestly, their biggest obstacle is bad luck in the refs. The Bucks, we'll see what playoff Brady looks like this year with the new team. A lot of strong candidates this year, but the Packers have looked very good, and that is my Super Bowl pick. So let me know your thoughts. Don't hate me too much if I had your team lose a little bit earlier on, but yeah, go ahead in the comment section. Let me know what you think is going to happen in each round, or just maybe who you think is going to be in the Super Bowl. But yeah, let's get excited. The games start on Saturday. We have triple headers Saturday and Sunday, so have fun with that. If you're interested, we do have a playoff challenge that is going to happen starting this Saturday. I will post that link below. All you have to do is subscribe, and yeah, it's free to join. Join our Discord. We can talk a little trash, and that'll be really fun. So hope you all had fun. Enjoy this weekend, and we'll talk soon. Peace.